as a fighter, you see them and you see what they've done. And then when you get the opportunity, I want to win. I want to beat him as well. He's been up there a while and he's had his day. So now is my time. I'm really confident and ready to fight. To me, I feel like it's going to be a bloodbath in there. You know, it's just going to be war, and I'm going to go to war 100%. You know, no doubt in my mind, I'm coming out victorious.
When Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois sat down with Piers Morgan, the atmosphere wasn't loud or aggressive. There was no shouting, no trash talk, but the tension between them was unmistakable. This wasn't just about a fight, it was about pride, unfinished business, and two men who still see the same moment from two very different angles.
It's like a switch, being in a fight mode. And right now, I'm just ready to get all this stuff out of the way, so I can get back to what I know I do best. But right now, I'm just chill. Ready for a fight, though.
Is there anything that he could say to you that would trigger?
Maybe, we don't know. We don't know yet.
Oleksandr, how do you feel? It's an unusual...
I feel good.
Do you mind being this close?
No problem. Listen, you know, it's like wolf, sheep and the two box. Like a wolf said, like a relax. This,
Is there anything that he could say to you?
No.
Their last meeting in the ring didn't end cleanly, at least not in Dubois' eyes. In round 5, he landed a heavy shot to Usyk's body. Usyk went down, clearly in pain, but the referee ruled it a low blow. The fight was paused. Usyk recovered, and a few rounds later, stopped Dubois. That ruling changed everything. Dubois didn't just lose, he walked away, convinced the win had been taken from him.
An extraordinary couple of years. You've come back from losing. Well, we're going to come to that, whether you think you lost or not in the first fight with the alleged low blow. I have a view, I'll express it. But when you knocked out Anthony Joshua, that was the punch that went around the world. That was the punch that said, you are not only back, you're the champ. And now you're taking on the guy who's got the other belts.
Yeah.
How confident are you that you can beat him?
Very confident. Very, very confident.
But why? He's never lost.
I believe I'm going to be the first man to do it, and do it in England, do it in London. So I don't want to go on too much, but I feel like it's all built. All this road, all of what I've been through has led me to this point to become undisputed champion and do it in London and back at Wembley. So can't wait.
And he still carries that. During the interview, he made it clear that the shot was legal and he believes the fight should have been over then and there. Piers Morgan even said the footage looks like a body shot. Dubois agreed. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. His belief has only grown stronger with time.
When you look at him, does that not concern you that this guy's just made a
really? I see another opponent. To me, I feel like it's going to be a bloodbath in there. You know, it's just going to be war, and I'm going to go to war 100%. You know, no doubt in my mind, I'm coming out victorious.
From various angles. My understanding, Daniel, is that the law says if it's the belt line, a punch, it's legal.
Yeah.
From that angle, from other angles, it looks to me, I'm not an expert, but it looks to me like you hit him on the belt line.
Yeah, that's it.
Which if you had, then you would have won that fight, because Oleksandr actually took about 4 minutes, which he was allowed to do, 4 minutes before he got back into fighting. Do you feel a bit robbed by what happened there?
Yeah, definitely.
You think it was a legitimate blow?
That really was. That landed, you didn't see him grab his balls. He went down, and that was a legitimate knockdown.
Do you think you knocked him out?
Usyk sat across from him and disagreed, but not aggressively. He called the punch borderline. Not a blatant foul, but not fully clean either. He didn't dwell on it. He didn't argue. That's Usyk's way, measured and calm, always thinking ahead.
Punch?
Yes.
It's not clean.
Really?
Yes.
It's very close.
Yeah. It's maybe like this, because punch was like a boom, and the fist go up. Listen, it's problem for referee and coach who study clean, not как грязный, dirty punch.
Dirty punch?
Yes.
You think?
Yes.
Deliberate?
This was dirty punch.
Still, both fighters are locked in. Dubois says the switch is already flipped. He's focused, ready. He believes this is his redemption story, and he's coming to rewrite what he sees as a stolen chapter.
Don't think about it, but you know the risk that you're taking, and life's a risk. You could walk outside, get run over, anything can happen, but in this sport, I'm prepared for this risk. This is a risk that I know that I've been trained from since I was, 5 or 7 years old. So I'm more than ready.
This rematch isn't driven by noise. It's powered by a quiet fire. Dubois wants to prove he was wronged. Usyk wants to leave no doubts. They're not just fighting for titles. They're fighting to settle the story they started. And this time, no controversy, no arguments, no what-ifs, just war. Exactly what Usyk is ready for. Outside the ring, people are watching, not just fans, but fighters who know what it's like to stand in Usyk's shoes. Anthony Joshua has been there twice. He knows how hard it is to deal with a fighter who doesn't fight with raw power, but with layers of skill, timing, and patience. When asked about Dubois' chances, Joshua didn't dismiss him, but he also didn't sugarcoat how difficult this challenge really is. To him, Usyk isn't dangerous because he'll knock you out with one shot. He's dangerous because he'll slowly take the fight away from you, round by round. He knows how to box, how to move, how to make a fighter like Dubois look stuck.
On Daniel Dubois against Oleksandr Usyk, realistically, has he got any chance? We've got 30 seconds.
Of course he has. Look, it's a tough ask, of course. You know, the thing with Usyk is he doesn't depend on his power to knock you out. He depends on his skill. That's why it's a tough ask, because he's going to box rings around you if you let him. Dubois, good luck. Don Charles, good luck. Great British boxing, good luck. We potentially might have a heavyweight championship back on our soil.
But Joshua also understands what this fight means for Dubois. It's not just about redemption, it's about bringing something big back home. A win here would shift everything, and no matter how steep the challenge, AJ made one thing clear. Dubois isn't walking into this alone. He's got support behind him, and that still counts for something. While Anthony Joshua gave a measured take, Simon Jordan came in with full belief in Dubois. He didn't hedge, didn't dance around it, he flat out said he thinks it's Dubois' time. To Simon, this isn't just about boxing skills. It's about who Dubois is becoming. He's watched the guy evolve, not just in the ring, but as a man. The way he carries himself, speaks to the media, shows up under pressure, Jordan sees a fighter stepping into his own. And for that reason, he believes Dubois walks into Wembley as a gladiator, not a long shot. But Jordan's view comes with a warning. If Dubois is going to win, he has to do it inside the distance. He doesn't see Dubois outpointing Usyk over 12 rounds. It's not about judging, it's about styles. Usyk's movement and ring craft make a decision win almost impossible for most heavyweights. So for Dubois, it's simple. Break him early or the chance might slip away.
I said it to Oleksandr Usyk, and there's no favoritism here. I think it's Daniel Dubois' time. I think he's a ferocious
I have to agree with
beast. Yeah, absolutely. and I think he deserves all the plaudits. I think what walked into Wembley Stadium was an absolute gladiator, and I'm thrilled for him that he's coming out of himself, growing as a man, becoming more worldly and able to communicate with the media, and I think it's going to be a fabulous fight.
Do you believe that he can get it done inside the distance?
I think he has to get done inside the distance.
Yeah. You don't think he can win on points?
I think it's unlikely.
Yeah.
I think it's unlikely. But whatever, July 19th, brilliant fight.
Simon Jordan might believe in Dubois' rise, but Don Charles, Dubois' trainer, is all in with no conditions. He's not hoping for a knockout. He's planning for one. Charles made it clear. You don't outbox Oleksandr Usyk. It's not going to happen. His experience, footwork, and IQ make him nearly impossible to outpoint over 12 rounds. Charles has seen this before. When they went to Poland, they knew they couldn't leave it to the judges. That same mentality applies now. For Don, the strategy is simple. Seek and destroy. This isn't about edging rounds or playing it safe. If it goes the distance, fine. But not without making Usyk go through hell to get there. The goal is to put Usyk in a place where even if he survives, he's no longer the same fighter. July 19th isn't just a date to him, it's a mission. And he's convinced Dubois is coming out of that ring victorious.
Does he have to knock Usyk out to win this fight? And is he walking in against the same Usyk, given the fact that Usyk's been in 2 battles with Tyson Fury?
Yeah, you're not going to win a boxing match against Usyk.
It's got to knock him out.
I think let's all agree on that.
Yeah. So that's
the same thing when we went to Poland. We're not going to outbox Usyk and win on points. The same thing applies to this this fight, upcoming fight. Yeah, by any means necessary, but if it happens to go points, Usyk won't be in a good state to, we will win. But the game plan is to go there, seek and destroy. Always is. And we will be victorious.
From a trainer's mission to a pundit's analysis, Spencer Oliver brings a more measured, but still passionate perspective. When asked if this fight is going to be a repeat or revenge, Oliver didn't hesitate. "You'd be foolish," he said, "to bet against Oleksandr Usyk." To him, Usyk isn't just the current champion, he's the #1 heavyweight of this generation, a genius in the ring, a master tactician who doesn't just survive against big men, he beats them. He's already outclassed Anthony Joshua twice, and toughed it out against Tyson Fury. Usyk always finds a way, but Oliver isn't blind to the danger Dubois brings. He called Dubois the most dangerous heavyweight out there right now, especially in those first 5 rounds. If Dubois can detonate early, he could flip the entire fight. That power, that raw explosiveness is what makes this matchup so unpredictable, even with Usyk's brilliance. Oliver made it clear, Dubois can't sit back and wait. He has to go for it right from the start, because once Usyk gets comfortable, it's hard for anyone to beat him. So while Oliver believes Usyk will likely win, he's also warning everyone not to count Dubois out. That kind of power can change everything in a second.
Come on, let's not sit on the fence here. How does the rematch go? Repeat or revenge?
I think you'd be stupid to not say repeat, because Oleksandr Usyk is the #1 heavyweight of our generation. But if there's any one heavyweight out there right now that can give Usyk trouble or possibly beat him, it is Daniel Dubois. But I go with Usyk because you would be stupid not to. The guy's a genius at what he does in the ring, and he proved he can tough it out with Tyson Fury, those 2 victories over Fury, the 2 victories over Anthony Joshua. He can deal with the big men as well, so he always finds a way. Usyk is one of the best fighters of all time in the heavyweight division.
We were having this chat before we came on air as we ran through our notes tonight, and I do agree with you. I think that it's hard to pick against Usyk, but I truly believe that for 5 rounds, and I think he should try and detonate for 5 rounds, Dynamite Dubois, Triple D, will be very, very dangerous.
He's the most dangerous heavyweight in the division that can give him a problem right now.
Picking up right from Spencer Oliver's breakdown, we move from a technical look at Usyk's dominance to a broader story, one that Chris Algieri believes is built for a blockbuster. Algieri zooms out from the footwork and power and taps into the narrative, and let's be honest, this rematch has one of the best arcs in heavyweight boxing right now. Dubois didn't just return after that controversial stoppage in their first bout. He went on an absolute tear. He beat guys where he came in as the underdog, including a huge win over Anthony Joshua. That kind of comeback, Algieri points out, turned Dubois from someone fans doubted into someone they fear. He's no longer viewed as the guy who folded under pressure. He's become the guy who might fold you. And the setup is just perfect. Dubois storms the ring after Usyk's win over Tyson Fury, challenges him on the spot, and Usyk, calm as ever, nods and says, "Make the fight." According to Algieri, when Usyk says something like that, it means something. He's a man of his word. It's not just about belts and rankings anymore. This is about unfinished business, redemption, and legacy. And that's what makes this rematch electric.
But the narrative is much better for the Dubois rematch. You've got the fact that they fought, and then since then, Dubois has been on a tear, beating guys that he was the underdog against, Ergovich, and then Anthony Joshua, of course. You know, the guy has like really revamped his entire career, turned it around, gone from a guy that people saw as a quitter to being potentially the most dangerous man in the world. So you've got this narrative now that Dubois is a different guy. So this rematch will be different. Also, you have the fact that Usyk, in the ring after his win over Tyson Fury, Dubois came into the ring, challenged him, and Usyk said, "Your Excellency, Turkey, make the fight with Dubois." He's a man of his word. That guy says something, good chance it's going to happen. So I believe the narrative is there, you know, for this fight, obviously, and this is one of the reasons why it's being made.
Tony Bellew didn't hold back. He called Usyk the king of the heavyweight division, the one everyone's chasing. According to him, fighters like Dubois aren't calling him out for legacy, they're chasing the payday. He gave credit to Joshua and Fury for stepping up, but when it came to Dubois, he was blunt. The so-called low blow, Bellew brushed it off. He said it landed on the protector, and there's a reason it's called that. All the debate fights, all the controversy, that's nothing but noise. Dubois ended up on one knee, and Usyk didn't. That's the real story.
After the fight,
these guys are begging now for the payday because they know who the king is.
That's right.
And these guys need him. He doesn't need them. No. Oleksandr Usyk can choose to fight whoever he wants. He is now the draw in the heavyweight division. He is the big name. Yeah. And I take my hat off to Anthony Joshua, I take my hat off to Tyson Fury because they had the cojones to face him, as did Daniel Dubois. But let's not get away from anything. Daniel Dubois fought him once, and we've seen how that fight went. Yeah. Everyone goes on about a shot. Let's just be brutally honest, it hit the protector. Why is it called a protector? Because it protects you from certain shots. Was it like, did anyone look at the belt line of Tyson Fury before the fight?
It was high, wasn't it? Yeah, it was, really I mean, high.
I was going to ask what's the neck on them shorts.
Yeah,
but
sure.
It was nuts. But no one said anything.
No.
But then ultimately when Oleksandr Usyk fights Daniel Dubois and his shorts are on his navel and you can clearly see his belly button at times in the fight, no one said, all of a sudden the shorts are high. So it's whatever suits people's narrative and agendas at the time. For people who are Fury fans, they want to say Usyk's done this or he's robbed that. For people who are Dubois fans, just look at the cold, hard facts. He hits him on the protector. The protector's called the protector for a reason. And then ultimately, look at how the fight ended up. I mean, he had enough.
On his knees, wasn't he? By the end, on one knee.
So here we are, two very different heavyweights on a collision course once again. Usyk, the master technician, cool as ever, who's already danced with giants and come out on top. And Dubois, the recharged destroyer, no longer the man with doubts, but a fighter with fire in his chest and knockout power in his fists. The rematch isn't just about belts, it's about redemption, legacy, and the fight to define a new chapter in heavyweight boxing. July 19th, the world watches. Who walks out with glory? Let us know in the comments below.